Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening. I'm Sabrina Brown. Thank you for joining us. Well, students are back in the classrooms now and are embracing a new academic year. Tonight, a top union executive of the Bahamas Union of Teachers is giving his assessment of the first day of school, noting that it's not just about the physical condition of the various institutions. Italia Hall reports.
September 5th was the official start for the 2016-2017 academic school year. Now, BU2 Area Vice President for Grand Bahama Quinton LaRota is encouraging all teachers to do well so that students can receive the best education.
I expect that administrators would provide the type of leadership that encourage the teachers and the students to give it their all. We're all supposed to be partnering to fight this beast of illiteracy and bad behavior, and we can only achieve it optimally if we work as a team.
LaRota says so far there has been no major complaints on Grand Bahama.
I did a tour of the schools last week to see how the physical plants were doing overall. Were not that bad. In fact, it's perhaps one of the better years from that perspective. Of course, I particularly was concerned about the 8 Mile Rock campus because we usually have some issues with that. But I reserve judgment until I get a full report from the shop stewards. Because once the kids come back and the facilities are being used, you get a better idea of what's happening.
But he says there has been a few complaints on Grand Key.
There are some teachers who had some concerns about some of the living conditions down there. So I have to go to Grand Key to see what's happening on the ground and to see how best we could bring a resolution to whatever the issues may be.
Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Police doing their part to ensure that this school term gets off without a hitch. Officers were out in full force monitoring the school zones to ensure that students are safe. The Senior Assistant Commissioner of Police, Emric Seymour, says the school policing program will be enforced. Cleopatra Murphy has more.
Assistant Commissioner of Police Emric Seymour is touting the success of the school policing program that he says has helped to significantly reduce the level of violence in schools. Seymour, who interacted with 12th grade students at Sir Jack Hayward Senior High School Monday, says the success police have realized within the last year has been invaluable.
We've seen a lot of decreases, instances of violence that we would have had ordinarily prior to students being posted in school. We're not seeing them. We're not seeing them on school premises now, and that is as a result of the officers working in tandem with the administration and, of course, the other local security on the campuses to ensure that happens.
Seymour says police want to ensure that this is the best school year yet and feels they are on the way to accomplishing that goal. Again this year, he says officers have been deployed throughout the schools where security needs to be enhanced.
The school environments, as you know, should always be an environment where all of our students are given an opportunity to learn as much as they possibly can. It's supposed to be safe from anyone who coming to disrupt the process, and so that's why we're here.
As thousands of students return to the school environment, Seymour says officers are also concerned about their safety. He urged motorists to adhere to road rules.
We want them to ensure that they observe the speed limits on the street, and we want the motoring public to know that in and around the school zone is a 15 mile an hour, 15 miles per hour speed limit. We want them to observe that, so if they leave home in time, then once they get to the school zones, they can slow down and, of course, ensure that the students are dropped off.
Seymour also advised students to avoid shortcuts and to walk in groups where possible. He further advised parents to take a vested interest in what their children do in and out of school so they can identify warning signs of trouble. Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Now to West Grand Bahama, where the Holmes Rock Primary School is celebrating a great partnership. As Megan Shepard tells us, a local civic organization is helping to make this school term a big success.
The Rotary Club of Freeport making a tangible investment in the education advancement of the students here at the Holmes Rock Primary School. Members of the club coming together to ensure that both students and teachers are returning to a comfortable environment this school year. President Deron Cooper says that they want to encourage a positive and inspirational setting any way that they can. Past president and past student of Holmes Rock Primary, Othniel Pinder, is encouraging other organizations to be a blessing.
Not only that we brought furnitures to assist them, but we've also presented them with a check that will assist in the opening of school for this coming Monday. And so once again, on behalf of our membership, we are very pleased to continue to partner with the Ministry of Education and the Holmes Rock Primary to encourage learning and also to encourage teachers teaching for this new school term.
Being a past student, a graduate of Holmes Rock Primary, I find a delight in giving back to my old school. And one of the things I would say, I would encourage more people to do so, to give back to whence they came from. And so we decided, based on the needs, donated some chairs and some picnic tables for our kids and a projector.
Senior Mistress Andrea Carroll thanking the organization for their donations. She says that she is sure the students and teachers will be excited for the new gifts.
We are so delighted to accept this generous donation. This is a true partnership that shows it takes a village to raise a child. We have our principal, Mr. Roll, who is new, but he's right on board with any future venture. And again, we say a great thank you to the Rotary. And we ask other partners to step up to the plate and follow their example.
The student body of Holmes Rock Primary is around 140 students. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
The Grand Bahama Taxi Union will hold elections within a matter of days. While most of the current positions will go unopposed, it will be a three-way race for the top post of president. Tonight we hear from one of the contenders who says if successful, he will build a stronger organization. Shashina Roll has that story.
Presidential hopeful Lorenzo Walker says taxi drivers are not happy with the current leadership, and the fact that the vice president is now seeking the top post is an indication that there is need for change at the top. Walker says it is time for a change so that all taxi drivers can truly benefit from the tourism industry.
I was encouraged by some of the founders who are now honorary members of this union to run for the presidency, and so I decided to make this my choice.
He says there are many issues facing taxi drivers that are not being addressed, and drivers on Grand Bahama continue to struggle.
No longer on Wednesday, I'm a living proof that drivers still coming out of their bed, going to work at 6:30 in the morning, pulling off the line 5 o'clock in the evening with no jobs. The hotels are doing what they want to do. We have the tour operators hating us. We have the bonded vehicles hating us. And there's no one to address these matters. And so we need somebody who can look and deal with these issues.
In addition to strong leadership, Walker contends that he will bring greater accountability and will ensure that no taxi driver is ever left behind.
I feel that we need more transparency in this union. We have honorary members that are out at home and they are almost neglected, forsaken. I want to work with the 7-man committee. We're going to have a system where we're going to, on a monthly basis, we're going to be coming to their homes, go into their homes, and we're going to go with grocery items.
The presidential candidate says he's hoping that on September 8th, taxi drivers vote to make their union great again.
The drivers are crying. I am that person that will be able, with God's help, to bring hope and help.
Shashina Rule, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us, there's more news after this.